Right, guitar at day. Guitar number 2 of my Malaysian gas odyssey of the late 90s. What I've got here, again an acquisition from Combo Mix Music in KL, back in the back end of 97 when the ringgit was down the pan, and they had all these things that they got in when the ringgit was worth much more against the US dollar, so the prices were quite low. It is a 1996 G&L Legacy. Maple neck, rosewood board, medium jumbo frets, alder body, honeyburst finish, Spurzl chrome non-locking machine heads, 3 Alnico Pro CLF G&L pickups, CLF for Clarence Leo Fender. Nod to the man himself, although old Leo had passed on, I think, in 92, and they brought this model of guitar into production in 94 after BBE bought the company. They decided to go a bit more mainstream. So this is very much their take on the Strat. The main differences from the Strat are in the neck construction. G&L have a construction technique on the neck where they split the neck blank in 2 lengthways, insert the truss rod, and then glue the 2 blanks back together again, then shape the neck. The fingerboard's then mounted from the front, if it's a separate fingerboard and neck, as it is in this one. The maple board guitars, it is a single piece of wood. There's no skunk stripe for the truss rod, so this is true of the ASAT I showed in the previous video. And the lengthwise splitting of the neck blank facilitates the installation of the truss rod without the need for a skunk stripe. The older body is Strat-like, but it's not identical to a Fender Strat. The dimensions are very much the same. The main difference is that there is a tighter radius on the body edge on these guitars than you would find on a Fender, and indeed you would find on a post-98 G&L. So you can see there's a very more rounded edge on the body than you would find on a Fender Strat. This gives the guitar, to my eyes anyway, gives it a bit more of a boutique look and feel. It's almost like a Strat-shaped lollipop somebody's been licking. It's rounded off. It's got a 5-way switch, what they call the G&L dual Fulcrum Vibrato here. It's a very heavy duty piece of kit, much more mass in this than you find in a Fender bridge. 2 pivot points here instead of the 6 that you see on a vintage Fender Strat. And the controls are quite different from a Fender. The tone circuit is 2 tone controls. One is treble roll-off, one is bass roll-off, and they apply across all the pickups, unlike on a vintage Fender Strat. This means that you can, for example, I can roll off all the treble, and that is the same across all of the pickup selections. I can bring the treble back in, and I can roll off the bass. You can just hear that bit of bass coming back in when I turn this control back up. So it gives you a bit more tonal variation than you find on a Fender Strat. This particular example has got a very, very skinny neck. G&Ls of this era all had hand-shaped necks, and there's a lot of variation, even within the 3 neck styles that they actually allocated to this model. So even if you say, oh, I want to go for the C-shaped neck, you will find a lot of variability between 2 examples of guitars that supposedly have the same neck fitted. So from this era of G&L pre-98, you really have to play them or take them on trust. So what does this sound like? Well, I'll just switch to a clean sound here, and I'll start with the neck pickup. Very stratty. 5-way switch, so I can get the neck and middle very easily. Go to the middle. And middle and bridge. And the bridge on its own. Then of course I can roll some of that top end off if I want. Get a pretty funky sound there. Okay, go back to the drive channel, the crunch channel of the Laney IRT20 I'm using, and a little bit of single coil buzz there. And what do we get on the neck pickup? Pretty much what you'd expect. Middle and bridge. Sorry, middle and neck. Middle on its own. Middle and bridge. And back to the bridge. Very stratty. There you have it. Guitar at day. 1996 G&L Legacy. Cheers now.